In this episode of Words on the Street, I visit Hertford. Yep, that's me arrived at Hertford North railway station, although there was a problem with the trains, so I had to come here by replacement bus. And my first impressions of Hertford are, it's very busy. There is a lot of traffic, more traffic than I expected, but we will see what Hertford holds. So I have found my way to Hartham Common in Hertford. My first impressions of Hertford are that it is a bustling little town. In other words, it's quite busy, a lot of people, a lot of traffic also, although it seems quite historic and medieval. It is certainly not a town that is only for tourists. People are living and working and going about their business, so quite busy, which is why I came to this area, just to have a little bit of a rest and relaxation after my journey. My journey was not as straightforward as I planned because there was a problem with the trains, and so I had to take a replacement bus for part of my journey. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but nothing too major. And so I've just had a little bit of something to eat, a sausage roll and a little bit of a drink, and soon it will be time to investigate Hertford and to find some good words. Notice here the use of the word pre-loved. This is a new word. We might call it a euphemism. Before we used second-hand, but for some people this might have negative connotations. So now people use the word pre-loved. In other words, something that has been loved already, or something that has been cared for. So it's a good thing to have if something has been cared for. The shop itself is called Mint, and of course we use the word mint when we are buying second-hand goods to talk about the condition, and mint condition is the top rank, means excellent condition. And here we have Shades Pool Bar. Shades is, of course, another name for sunglasses. Here we have the crafty duck, another interesting adjective. Crafty meaning clever or able. I think that is a beer bar, so perhaps they're talking about craft ales or craft beers. These are kind of smaller breweries, not the big breweries, the craft beers. But crafty, a play in words, also meaning skilled. Here we have dead swanky, On this sign, dead has nothing to do with life or death. Instead, it is being used as an intensifier. And then we have the adjective swanky, which means elegant or expensive or fancy. That's me made my way into the gardens of Hertford Castle. The castle itself is closed during the week. Apparently it doubles as the council offices. However, you can come in and look at the gardens and admire the castle during the week. Here we have the famous Hertfordshire pudding stone. Pudding is of course one of the words we use for the part of the meal that we have after the main meal. We call that pudding, or sometimes dessert. And this is something different. It is a special kind of stone or rock, and if you come here to Hertford Castle Gardens, you will see an explanation of how this came to be formed 50 million years ago. Here we have Mr. Samuel Stone, who founded Hertford, Connecticut, and he has very baggy sleeves. Here we have Pretty Lavish, the shop. Here, pretty is being used as the intensifier, although of course it means attractive or beautiful. And lavish means luxurious or sumptuous or expensive. Here we have a cafe named Serendipity Cafe. So serendipity is when you have a fortunate sequence of events which brings you luck. When this happens, we call it serendipity. Notice the sign clean up after. So when we make a mess, then we use the phrasal verb clean up after to talk about cleaning up your own mess. In other words, after you have done something, you have to clean up after yourself, or in this case, clean up after your dog. Well, as you can see behind me, the sun is setting over the town of Hertford and the nice brewery in the background there. My expedition has come to an end. I found some interesting expressions, some interesting words, and also found it interesting visiting this bustling town in Hertfordshire. Join me again the next time for more Words on the Street.